It was right at the like heating up of the markets across the country, right? This was the real estate bubble happening. And so that was fun, sort of seeing the values jump like that. In Texas, it wasn't as bad as California and some of the other places, Phoenix, Las Vegas, all that stuff had really big bubbles. We didn't have as big of one. But then, after 2006, 2007, and 8, mainly 2008 was the crashing of that, right? The popping of that bubble. And so I had a couple years of being full time and knowing that we can consistently get deals, right? And grow that business. And, when the 2008 crash happened, it was weird because the investors I looked up to, that I was like watching, do all this crazy stuff here in San Antonio, all of a sudden we're saying there's no shame in sitting this out. Like there's no, like you might want to consider going to get a job. And that was like, whoa, wait a minute. Like you guys are like awesome investors and you're saying that maybe I should go get a job. Like you guys are
Mhm.
going to sit this out. And it was really weird. And I wasn't in a position that they were in at that time where they could do that and just save their money, like sit on their money, right? It was like, I got to keep doing this because
Yeah.
I don't want to, I'm not employable anymore. Like I'm just not, like I can't do it. I'm not going to go back and get a job. So I'm just going to keep going, right? Like I'm going to, and luckily Texas wasn't as bad as, California, some of the other places. So we could still offer, like 60% of ARV or something,
Right.
less repairs, and still make out. Things were still selling, they were taking longer. But really what happened was we had to change our strategy.
Right.
So we changed strategies, and really what ended up working out then was getting to owner financing. Because the
Uh-huh.
problem was the banks not lending, right? They were super strict because of this bubble thing. They were concerned about what values of the assets actually were, what the property values were. And so they were, all these regulations and rules about appraisals and all that kind of stuff. Appraisers were, and that was a big problem, right? They weren't appraising high because they didn't want to be seen as the one that was causing, some inflated values that weren't true and stuff. So it was difficult to get appraisals. And so here, what we ended up doing a lot of was buying houses really cheap, fixing them up, and then owner financing them. And the cool thing was we could owner finance, and there were people buying notes around the country because of the good interest rates. These notes were like 10, 11% what we were
Mhm.
selling to people. And we could do a close the same day that we sold the house in owner financing. We could sell the note at a discount to these note buyers. So we cash out right away.
Mhm.
And some of those note buyers were paying as much as like, over 90%
Wow.
of the note value. So we were getting what we would normally get on a flip and being able to sell it quicker because it was on owner financing and then still make the money. So it was really cool. And that was one of the strategies like we moved into because of the changes that happened.
Mhm.
And so anyway, that worked for several years until the market started rebounding and things were getting strong again. And so that was cool how that all played out.